Now I'm going to read a couple of excerpts. I'll start with this novel, which in Portuguese is called Cemitério de Pianos, and it was recently published in the UK as The Piano Cemetery by Daniel Hahn. He was the translator of this second novel that I have in English language. And here goes an excerpt. I wasn't surprised when I went into the piano cemetery to look for some parts, and lifting the lid of one of the pianos found piles of Maria's romance novels. I knew very well that Maria would escape from her mother and spend hours sitting in a corner of the piano cemetery, leaning over a book which rested on her knees. When this habit began, my wife worried a great deal and said to me, I don't know what Maria was up to all this afternoon. I asked her, and she didn't want to tell me. As soon as I realized what was going on, I calmed her down. She only spoke of it again when she was angry. So you have no trouble hiding yourself away to read your romance novels, but when it comes to helping out, or you think I didn't know? My wife would say this because she knew it hurt her. The romance novels were the secret everyone knew, but which everyone respected as a secret. If any of my children had continued with their studies, Maria would have been the one who would have got furthest. She was always the most dedicated. Those were evenings when I would be doing something silent behind my bits of wood. I would hear her steps on the pine shavings that covered the patio floor, raise my head slightly, and see her with her books hidden under the dress, altering the shape of her body, squaring her belly, or her rump, or her shoulders. Later, when I lifted the lid of one of the pianos, I would find piles of romance novels. The books were written in Brazilian Portuguese. They made up collections with women's names, Sabrina, Bianca, Julia. Reading the authors' names, my daughter would imagine women in love who knew life. Rosemary Carter, Violet Winspear, Anne Mather, Vanessa James, Lindsay Stevens, Elizabeth Reed, Anne Cooper, Penny Jordan, Casey Douglas, Rebecca Stratton, Flora Kidd, Jane Donnelly, Linda Arrow, Rachel Lindsay, Essie Summers, Katrina Britt, Amanda Carpenter, Anne Amson, Janet Daly, Marjorie Luty, Carol Mortimer. Before she started reading, my daughter would select a solemn voice, and in the silence of the piano cemetery, would whisper the title of the book she was holding. Lost in Love, A Time for Love, Only a Woman, The Perilous Rival, No Way Back, The Seduction Game, It All Happened in Paris, Love Without Marriage, The Man of Steel, Afraid to Love, The Stranger from Next Door, Slave to Pride, Sublime Obsession, Stolen Heart. And she would enter a world of envy and love, of pride and love, of fear and love, of jealousy and love, of betrayal and love, with strong, sensitive women she would never forget, who were called Sherry, Vic, Laura, Ellen, Jane, Polly, Kate, Casey, Sarah, Ray, Luanda, Rose, Sally, Lee, Sophie, Jensa, Brooke, Vivian, Magda, Robine, Madeline, with handsome, coiffed men who smiled in the enameled photos of the jacket and who were called Max, Will, Mark, Rick, Brandon, Flint, Marcus, Adam, Jeremy, Leon, Carl, Magnus, Rick, Nick, Cole, Dean, Clay, Robert. And hours would go by like that. Afternoons would go by like that. In the final pages, after all the frights, bad omens, obstacles, when it seemed impossible, Maria would give a long sigh because she once again believed what she had never stopped believing, that pure, true love always triumphs.